So how do you manage your stress, especially when you're being so involved in like in the students' lives and those stories? But how do you manage your stress?
I've I haven't always managed it well because I'm an overachiever, something of a workaholic, and I would say that I would have said 15 years ago, oh, I manage it very well. No, no, no,
No.
no. Because managing it doesn't mean that you're continuing to function.
Mhm.
Okay. And and I used to think that that's what managing stress meant. It's like, I'm on top of everything. I've met all my deadlines and I'm doing this and I'm going to work. I'm managing my stress very well. No, that just means that you're functioning. You're a functional mess. That's what you are. So so once I realized that, then I started making sure that at some point during every day I carved out a few minutes, and I didn't define what few was. Few could be 15, few could be 5. That I just completely stepped away from every obligation because I have a lot of things going. I'm a theater critic, I'm going to reviews and writing things at night. I'm a writer, I'm working on my own stuff for publication, I'm doing this. I've always had my several irons in the fire, but step away from all of that. And that made a huge difference. When I tend to, when that stress is fueled by anger, I will get in my car and I will drive through an economically depressed area. I've been doing that since my 30s when I needed to something to pull me into a calmer place, as a reminder of how wonderful my life is. And why am I damaging my health, my mental and emotional and physical health, with things that are largely beyond my control anyway? And if they're in my control, then just say no. And so when I reached my 50s, I learned how to say no, that I wasn't going to lose my job because I didn't continue to, to put myself out there for everything. So learning how to say no, learning how to take breaks. And I now have a dog. Again, I mean, I'm a dog person, but it's been a long time. Man, getting through COVID, Lola was, no, really, she helped because they're very calming. And I have, um, um, what do you call it? The paperwork for her is a service animal, but for emotional.
Oh.
Because of that, because just her presence, first of all, it kept me from being alone. And then they're just such, there's a catharsis that happens, a lot of times through your animals. So it's not just one thing, it's like a succession of things. And Lola became part of that stress management last year. Who knew?
I love seeing stories of Lola when you post. Love it. It's like this chronicle of Lola.
Yeah, Lola Chronicles. Yeah.
Yeah, that's wonderful. Okay, so here's a question for you. There are things that someone may say to us that we believe, even though it's not true. It may have a profound impact on us. What is something that you were told, and how did you work through it? Or maybe are you still working on it?
Something, this was when I was in New York.
Okay.
And one of the project managers, because I worked under two, and one of the project managers, he was nice enough, but I knew that there was something kind of in the way. And I don't know what it was, but it was just a sense. But there was one day in the office when there were conversations, the guys were around. I don't remember what the conversation was. I just remember what he said. I had said that my father had died when I was 12. And he said, oh, well, that explains everything. You're from a dysfunctional family.
What?
And I said, my family's not dysfunctional. My father died. And I've never forgotten that, because the very idea that having one parent meant that you were from a dysfunctional family. And I have thought about that so many times over the years, trying to understand why in his brain, was it a binary choice? Yeah, and so yeah, that was really a moment. Yeah. Mhm.
That's insane, right?
Yeah.
To
There was a lot to unpack there, which I've done by
Mhm.
now, but yeah. Can you imagine?
No, I mean, can you imagine? Although people who have lost their, yes, or to be considered a dysfunctional, wow,
Yeah.
not.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
it would have been like, I would have been like, what? Stressed. I don't know what I would have said at that
Well,
point.
I said to him, because he was not comfortable with the fact that I have a strong voice. And I will say what I think of you. I'm not going to just be silent. I'm not going to do that. And he would have been more comfortable had I been more submissive or traditional. Oh, I'm neither.
No, really, no, I'm not it. Wrong person to bring in.
Hmm.
Oh, wow. That's definitely something to think on. That
Yeah.
someone would say that and even think that.
Yeah.